Nature's Rhythm and Cub forces Hoof. I don't think so. I think in this deck you just draw. The idea is you just draw so many cards and you get multiple battle criers in play and you just traumatic critique them for lethal. And then the copying Nature's Rhythm, also Nature's Rhythm, like maybe with the Harmonize is pretty good too. Also, in this deck, like you're not even gonna have the creatures in play for Crater Hoof a lot of the time, anyways. All right, so let's try it with Nature's Rhythm. Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in the X spell that copies creatures. I'd rather get them out of the deck. Electro Dominance lets you cast your 3 drops on opponent's instep, which is nice. Seems a lot worse than mine into matter. Why not Finale of Devastation? So the Nature's Rhythm being castable from the graveyard, I think, is more relevant than if you cast it X equals 10, you win the game. Especially because like we've lost a lot of games to Mana Flood. Having that extra spell from the graveyard seems like all of a sudden it's very, very, very difficult to get flooded. Okay, maybe I just don't know a ball. All right, let's keep this from the draw against a Spire Bluff Canal and the passing of the turn. So this is probably Affinity if they're going to pass the turn. Any chance you've looked up our Three Brood with Mona Lisa and untap effects? I don't think Mona Lisa is a card. Wait, now they're playing an Emissary? Okay, value. Right on time, Birds of Paradise. Tried Silver Quill Charm and Concealator's Duelist, and they have been playing well against Boros. I do think Silver Quill Charm is it's fine against them. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I want to play this card too. So they play their Emissary, which means they're not double. Oh, they have Kappa. So they must have just top decked this, right? I feel like they would have played this first. Then they can sack 4 weapons a turn. So probably not winning game 1 this time. Wait, Mona Lisa is a card? This is what, a turtle card? Add X-Men of any one color where X is its power. Hmm. Alright, probably pretty cooked. Alright. Alright, so a lot of cards to bring in. I did regret cutting the Rosheen last time. I think I am just cutting too many. I mean, I can't get the explosives, so I have right now. Yeah, I'm just cutting too many X spells for it, I think. All right, we'll keep this. It's time for Wilderness Wreck to come back with Traumatic Critique. Honestly, that's probably not that bad an idea. I do think like the win condition for Reclamation is it's more important than it used to be. It's more important than it used to be. Okay, my explosives did not line up very well against this draw. Hmm. Might explosives on 3 next turn. Yeah, I'm not gonna play loot. I always thought it would be a meme because there's always an expel people recommend for that. Well, what's nice about like this card is that it's just like it's 2 mana cycle, and then it's like removal spell, draw 2, discard 1. It just is like it's just better than expansion explosion. And it also kills cheaper than Expansion Explosion, too. So they are representing a rebuke. So I just want them to rebuke this. Okay, Force of Negation instead. Which means they don't have a rebuke, I think. Why wouldn't you play the Ludus Rec 5 or 6? I don't want that many Recs in my deck. It's also worse. It's also the card is worse than Wilderness Reclamation by like a pretty big amount too. Like Wilderness Reclamation kind of costs 0 mana when you play it. This card costs 4 mana when you play it. But a lot of times I'll even like not even play the full 4 Recs. A lot of times I'll play 3. You like playing 5 or 6 4-drops in your modern deck is tough. Right. Maybe they have another counter spell. I guess maybe we can bait Rebuke by playing this first. Don't even think about a card like Mindswipe. No, we haven't played a Fractal VV yet. Tentatively third backup deck for today. Playmate with the 31. Thank you. Welcome back. Didn't even know Unbound Flourishing existed. Yeah, we've been unlocking some fun new tools. And they didn't have another counter spell. They have 6 cards in their hand still. They play explosives on 1. You're not gonna kill it? Okay, there they go. So I can't cast a Battlecrier anymore, which kind of stinks. Then they play explosives on 0. Interesting they left the bear token back. Well, maybe I shouldn't have played the Foothills first, because then they might have rebuked, and then I could have paid and then still sacked. I built Sultan midrange deck with Professor Delfell, Tamio, Witherboom Charm Frog, went 3-1 at Modern League Shop, felt pretty good. So tell me about the Professor. I feel like this card seems to me to be like mediocre standard 4-mana Planeswalker. It's kind of like Ob Nixilis, like 5-mana Ob Nixilis, but costs 1 less mana. You could maybe think of it that way. I kind of have been thinking of it that way, and it doesn't seem like something I'm really interested in at all. It seems very difficult to play a card like that in the Boros Prowess Affinity metagame too. You're not the first person to bring it up, and a lot of people have expressed their interest in the card. So, what is it that I'm missing? What am I missing about this effect that is making it so interesting to you, to gamers here? Higher loyalty being number 1. Everything is juiced. Yeah, I guess I just like name a matchup this card is good at. Is it just Blink? Maybe is it even good against Blink? I don't think it's good in Modern. It does have high loyalty. Okay. Weird game. They did have the rebuke. 3 cards in their hand, plus they still got this Emery. Didn't feel bad. I'm not sure yet. I mean, that's good. It's good feedback. I appreciate the feedback. All right, it's pretty good Galvanic Blast. People are trying to convince me it felt better than Kaito. I mean, I'm also not a big Kaito fan. Kaito's okay. I guess we're going to sit on this for a little bit. Emery is definitely a good way to beat these kind of cards. Do you not like Mad Swipe because it's bad from behind? It's just unbelievably inefficient. It's unbelievably expensive. It's not just bad from behind. It's inefficient. You know, the emissaries are pretty good against the Fade from history too. They just like get to replay them. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a turn and Mind into Matter because they're just gonna be able to rebuild. That Mind Swipe was like like very underpowered in standard. You know, it was very underpowered in standard. It's just not gonna make the cut in modern. Which Badgermole deck would you think is best for a qualifier? You know, we've had the best results with like the Eldrazi Maverick build. That build's also like the easiest to play of the three. We haven't been able to play Trudge in a challenge yet. I do like the Trudge builds, although we also have a new Trudge build that's playing, that's playing the Hideaway stuff, and I'm not sure. I might be interested in playing that in the normal build also. There's just a lot going on. So I'm going to be hit for 7 here. They have Force blue card as their last 2 cards. Pretty good. Oh, okay. I don't know. They were bored. So my plan is to block with the commercial district so I can get a surveil. And then I do have one more surveil I can fetch for if I don't like what I earthbend into. They play this untapped. What does that mean? That they're trying to haste with emissary, I guess? I guess that makes sense. Well, I guess they just tap the cub. Oh, yeah, they tap the district to make me chump with cub. Emissary is so good. No, I don't get my surveil. They've got a bunch of drone tokens. It's gonna be a tough one. Has been a tough one. This Emery's cast like 10 spells this game. Maybe 8 spells. Alright, well, don't have that many outs. Alright, we'll do at least one more here. Alright, I'm on the draw for round 2 here. I guess I don't know how it looks out of place in a deck that's just like all life gain and 2-card combo. So other draw against Sunken Citadel and white. So this is one of like the bunch of Field of Ruin decks. So they do Field of Ruin me here. Have 3 basics. Do they have a discharge? They do. So maybe I'm just going to go play a second bird. Ooh. I guess it's kind of tough not to play this. Let me get Stomping Ground. I only have 1 breeding pool left. And seems like I want to Earthbend on the one they have a harder time killing. They meant that deck looks different from other Necro decks, therefore out of place. Yeah, I guess that's... I don't think that's what they meant. It's okay, it's fine. Alright, let's get Island. Do we want to bet on the one they can kill? I mean, maybe you would want to do that if you wanted it to die for some reason, but I'm not really interested in letting it die. So we have 4 mana. I feel like I just want to plot my Trailblazer and play a bird, and then maybe cast a big one of these next turn. Let me see. I guess I already have it's kind of I already have Island in play, and I maybe have a harder time with red mana, so I'm gonna even though this is my last breeding pool, I may be more okay with it dying, right? Because I have the Island in play. I also just could get Steam Vents with this anyways. Daniel with the 50 months. Thank you. Welcome back. All right, so they have 1 more discharge for the Cub. What about a Deadly Dispute Golgari Charm split? I mean, I guess you mean with the Bloom Charm. The thing was with Deadly Dispute is that card is only good if you have Necro in play. That's the only time that card is going to be good for you, or if your opponent's like killing a creature with something on the stack. With the Bloom Charm, it's also removal. It's also like pretty relevant life gain. It just does a lot more. Just does a lot more. All right, so we get to Mind into Matter. X equals 4. I'm gonna get the Steaments now. Hard to feel too upset about being able to do this through 5 pieces of interaction on turn 4. Draw 4. Oh, you also can't even Deadly Dispute Necro. So it's never good. I guess we'll put the Fanatic into play. So this removes the Ferocious from my Fanatic. So I have enough mana to kill Flage if they escape it, so I think I should just hold up my mana here. I almost want to fail to find there, so maybe they would have the wrong info on how many basics are in my deck for next game. I'm just gonna target them. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of damage. No. We're not there yet. And now we'll just super duper overkill. But yeah, I don't think we're there yet. So we draw just a Battlecrier. We draw a land. I guess I save the Battlecrier to not die to Flage. We could surveil main phase, but then we get got by a lot of their I guess a lot of their shuffle effects aren't mandatory. We could look for Nature's Rhythm. No, okay. Dak and Mingo both trouble with Critique and Phoenix. That's cool. I didn't see what their builds look like, but I'd take a look. They find a Wrath of God, which is pretty bad for me. So they can go field my Dryad Arbor, then escape Flage. They can't escape. They can't. Oh, they don't do anything? This is a must shuffle, right? Yeah, it's a must shuffle, so I guess I'm not going to surveil. And I drew Mind into Matter. So Battlecrier is mana positive. We get to go play Battlecrier, cast Unbound Flourishing for 1. I think I'm supposed to... Yeah, I think I'm supposed to leave at least 1 mana up. Let's leave another mana floating. Yeah, let's do X equals 4 copies. So we'll get to draw 4, put a permanent into play, then draw another 4, put another permanent into play. It was the mono red Phoenix list, just splashing blue for critique, running. That's interesting. They fielded response, which I don't know if there's a reason to do this. I do think like the prowess builds of Phoenix, like we've always done pretty well with them. I think they're a little underrated. So they maybe missed a window to Solitude this Battlecrier. Definitely don't hate gaining 4. Let's see. So we'll put another copy of Unbound Flourishing into play, which is pretty crazy. And then we could go put another copy of Temur Battlecrier into play. Okay, yeah, so we'll go Temur Battlecrier. And then we have to spend 2 mana to X equals 3. And we get to go How many Trailblazers? I guess we'll find out in a second. I think I have 3 Trailblazers left. So let's go make blue. And there's another there's a nature's there. Make red. Oh, I guess that doesn't do much here. Now I think I get Battlecrier. So there's the critique. So how much is this? This would be X equals 10 copied, so that was just win. Copied twice. Wait. Oh, sorry. I keep thinking that I draw. You don't draw X cards. You draw 2, then discard 1. So we don't need to worry about decking ourselves here. Cool turn. Could your Ryokori build work with the Aethersworn? I'll be updating that build this week. I'm a little bit torn on like what cards to test it at first because there's a lot, but I'm very interested in it for sure. Okay, we're up a game. I think I might just run it back against them. Especially so it'd be cool. We thought we would. That costs 4 mana base. Yeah, this deck is doing some cool stuff. I would love if we could figure out if there is a competitive balance here, but this is it's at least good to like understand this shell and this engine for the future. So obviously if this was an untapped land, we'd be a lot happier, but I think we're going to keep anyways against the deck with millions of interaction. I think there's a way for a Pinnacle Emissary Ravenous Robot Munitions deck. I haven't got to cast a Signal Pest since 2019. Yeah, that's like one of the top decks in Modern. Yeah, like that's just Modern Affinity. You don't have to play Ravenous Robot. Some people like Ravenous Robot, some people don't, but you'll be thrilled. Yes, Affinity is a top Modern deck. No Signal Pest though. You know, we haven't seen Erode yet. They probably do. They have. You think they have 4-path for Erode? And if they do have them, did they board them out against my Mana Dork deck? So this could let me go Trailblazer into Trailblazer next turn. I mean, I think it's just hard to say no to a land. So they're going to field because I kept a card on top here. I guess I get Island. I played the current iteration. I've been leaning more into the maxing on those cards. You can max out on Ravenous Robot, yeah. You just I don't think can play. I don't think you can play that other guy. This is definitely weird. So yeah, I think I go plot Trailblazer, and this lets me next turn go. Oh, sorry. Cast Trailblazer, cast Battlecrier, assuming I have at least 1 Birds of Paradise left. And then I can go, I think I can go cast Flourishing into cast Green Sun Zenith copy. Right, I have to cast this one first. So they do kill both birds, which is what I was maybe a little worried about here. So maybe we need to draw a fetchable or fetch land, which we don't find. All right. Cast another Trailblazer here. Interesting. That Boros Ponza deck seems to be pretty good, eh? I don't know. I don't know that I think this deck is good or not. Wrath Disguise is a pretty good card. I don't know that I feel like the Boros control deck, it mostly seems worse to me than other control builds, but maybe I'm missing something about it. So they play another field. I kind of like it. Alright, so I guess we'll play the Flourishing this turn. They could have Solitude Exile this cub, block this cub. It's probably not worth the risk of getting in for 2 damage. Maybe they're going to activate their Quarry Mounted Monastery, though. Mana bases got pretty funky without a good land destruction deck in the format, to be honest. I don't think this is true. They real high noon. That card's really good here. What do you even mean by that? Like the meta is what? Boros Affinity Prowess? That's what's funky about those mana bases. Oh, I didn't even realize they wear teared me. I want to get Rosheen. I think I'm just gonna cast a Trailblazer. Punishes every single deck carpet storming. This is just, I think, delusional. This Boros plays 3 basics. If Prowess plays 2 basics, and it's hard, and like pressuring Prowess's basics with their mana's tough. Like maybe this mana is good against like exactly Affinity and Tron. I don't feel like we are in a format with a lot of greedy mana bases. I don't know. So they found a Phantom, but has no targets, but the pretty good ability to block here. Oh, then they sack the High Noon? Let's go, I think let's go. Well, I'm going to play Fanatic so I can make some mana. Why no Rhonas there? Well, I'm restricted to 1 spell a turn, and if I draw a land next turn, the Fanatic's gonna be pretty good. And I was thinking that if I miss on the land next turn, I can go Green Sun for just like a Battlecrier or another Trailblazer and like draw a card. All right, they reveal a Path to Exile off of their Quarry Mountain Monastery, which is cool. Then they exile my Trailblazer here. So maybe gonna be hard to outgrind this. I don't know. Maybe I just play a bird. I guess I just play a bird here. Why no to basic land? Welcome to the stream. I'm out of basic lands. Welcome to the stream. They reveal a Solitude. They need a white card in hand or an untapped land to play that this turn. Instead, they march the Fanatic. I guess, this is until the end of your next turn. Wow, they can just still play it. Cool. Damn, I thought this deck had hella basics. I mean, it's a 3-color deck. You can't, it's hard to have hella basics. I guess maybe we'll just get a bird if they have a Solitude here. Very weird game. Yeah, we're trudgeless. At one point in the draft, I had 4 Fanatic, and I had a Trudge just to Green Sun 4, but ended up being more on Cub, which I've liked. All right, going to game 3. I haven't run into any Titan players running in Mind to Matter. The ones I've chatted with are not very excited about the card. I think that it's worth playtesting. If no Titan player plays it for like a month, then maybe we'll give it a try. But to me, it seems like a pretty cool option. SSBM Goon Squad with the 5 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. We're on the play for the first time this match. Ooh, Rosheen, cool. Excited about this one. Sack Trap with the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Mana Tithe, Mana Tithe, Mana Tithe. Went to my first RCQ this weekend. 65 players started 4-0 with Neoform, then lost 2 match against Jeskai, Control, Scepter. Did not make a top 8. Unlucky or good time for first RCQ? I don't think that's definitely good for first RCQ. I certainly think if you go into any event like this and you're like, if I didn't top 8 and I feel bad, I think it's not a great attitude. So I think it seems like you have a good attitude. I'm gonna cast Rosheen. With Neoform too, you have to be able to take the swings. All right. Let's grab Mind into Matter. Right now, this could make 4 mana, or it could make 4 mana next turn when it's doing some reading. We also milled 2 Fanatic of Rhonases, which is, some value. I feel like this archetype needs too many pieces to be successful, which is a shame given how awesome. Oh, I agree completely. I don't think that we broke it here. But what I just do think the shell is interesting, and this is, I think, a good opportunity to play a lot of interesting cards kind of at the same time. And then potentially, if they test well together, that means we can continue to work on the shell with after we understand it better. So I think I'm gonna bank on drawing a land somewhere in this loop here. Oh, sorry, I should have got the Trailblazer first. It's a -1 card. I'm so gonna make a green. I guess I could just cast Mind into Matter. But I would love to cast the other Unbound Flourishing first, but I did miss my opportunity to draw one more card. So let's go make a blue. I guess I could go put Dryad Arbor. Oh, we're going to play tapped though. Well, I guess I can go put Trailblazer into play. And then I can make a blue mana. And then maybe this is lethal already. I don't think it's lethal. I think we're short. So this is X equals 4. So I can deal them 16. So I think instead I should just Mind into Matter 3 times. I don't think I could win the game anymore this turn. Not sure how possible it was for me to win the game in general this turn. But I don't think we need to win the game this turn either. Oh boy, all 4 Unbound Flourishings in play. We're popping off. Maybe drawing too many cards. I think it should be okay. So I have to discard 12. Just a normal day over here. Okay. Achievement unlocked. 4 Unbound Flourishings in play. All right, so we'll just go cast Battlecrier, draw 3. And then if I draw, let's see, how much is this for right now? It's for 4, and I could make it for 6, and I could copy it 4 times. I guess we'll just do that without worrying about decking. Wait, I guess if I copy it 4 times, then I do die, but I don't die. This should be fine because I'm going to deal them 6 and draw 2 4 times, go to 0, and they're going to go to -2. Should be fine. You deck to that. I go to 0 cards in deck, which doesn't kill me. Right? I guess I should have attacked first, maybe. I don't know. Some bullshit we don't have Temur and Naya Hierarchs. Yeah, I agree. I guess let's try this, even with no 1-drop on the draw. Puts on a mold of 5. Desert Nomad with the 52. Thank you, welcome back. It's when you go to draw from an empty library. Okay. So on the draw against a Watery Grave, against their Multi 5, I guess let's go ahead and just play around Juan. When was the last time you made a Nykthos deck? When Badgermole Cub first came out, I was playing Leyline of Abundance with it, and I still do have a build that I like Leyline of Abundance in. But I also had Nykthos in, thinking that it was going to be a good tool, and it turns out like Nykthos is much worse than it's like the worst mana generating card by a lot. Not tapping for green was kind of awkward, and not being a force for Corian Ranger was really awkward. So they play a turn 2 Frog after mulling to 5. And they've got to stop on my upkeep here. Come on, opponent. Let's go. Let's go. They discard an Oda, or they graveyard an Odawara off their Surveil. They decide to Fatal Push the Fanatic of Rhonas. Good call. I'd love to draw a land so I can go Cub, Earthbend, Nature's Rhythm for a Dryad Arbor this next turn. They undo one of their 2 mulligans. We do draw the land, so we want to Earthbend onto a green source. I guess the Surveil land. Maybe opponent's doing some reading on our Unbound Flourishing and our Fanatic of Rhonas and our Nature's Rhythm. They Force of Negation, pitch Counterspell. It's interesting. Shell, the 21 months, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I think I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick while my opponent thought seizes. All right, they took the Traumatic Critique. Got 1 card in their hand. Pure Bane with the 40 months, good to see you. My opponent says maybe they've got bad connection at why they're testing. I just had to leave for 2 minutes. Still up. 3.5. I guess a lot of that was the Thoughtseize. But still up like 3 minutes. Okay. They hit me with the frog. Flourishing prevents you from casting explosive with odd numbers. Apparently, I thought that too, but the way Sunburst works, it ends up not being really a problem. Like Sunburst only cares about the amount of colors spent. Okay, so if I go plot the Trailblazer this turn, next turn I can go cast. Maybe I actually just we're just Fanatic here. Okay, let's do that. Which means like the Fanatic is just a good blocker for the Frog. They're not going to be able to beat it here, so they'll probably have to fly over it. If the top deck push, it's kind of bad, but I can also potentially just like mind into matter here. I can maybe go Battlecrier into Trailblazer into mind over matter. How did the Hamlet Charmal synergy feel when I tested it? It felt pretty good. So at the moment I'm working on trying to combine it in the mono red tablet deck. So just main deck Charmal, main deck Hamlet in the tablet deck that's also playing Boom Bust. And I'm trying to find a good balance there. All right, so they play a Thoughtseize. I was messing with that this morning. It's not quite done yet. All right, so they're drawing back up to 2 cards. But yeah, I really liked the Boom Bust stuff here. So I'm just not really sure. Like maybe I don't know if I want to be playing all these Cleansing Wildfires because they seem like maybe they're awkward with the Charmal stuff. Maybe it's just fine. Maybe it's just fine. All right, so they play another Frog. Let's go cast an Outcaster Trailblazer first, since they took my card draw spell. I have a 2 blue and 2 red already, so it probably won't matter much which I make. Yeah, I like the Boros Delirium deck. I would play it in a challenge potentially. Um, so this costs 2 less. All right, let me just play another Battlecrier, I guess. Don't know why I can't undo that mana. Maybe I'll draw a land off this Nature's Rhythm, though. Or off this and cast a Nature's Rhythm. Okay, cool. Perfect. So... I could get Rosheen, or I could get just another Trailblazer. The second Trailblazer is maybe the best with... Just good in multiples. I think I'm going to get the Rosheen. The Rosheen Mill even put another Nature's Rhythm in the yard. That's pretty cool. Imagine if we get Crater Hoof here. Would it be lethal? It probably would be lethal, right? It would be lethal. In a game we're almost definitely going to win anyways, I guess. I would love if we could figure out a way to be more in on Rosheen. Rosheen has been pretty good. I feel like maybe it just does make the most sense as a one-of tutor target, though. Is there anything you could do with Arc of the Hunger? I mean, yeah, you could. I think that there is a way you could build a deck around it. I don't think it's likely to be very good, though. But I'm interested in casting it once or twice. Yo, my deck is almost all standard cards. So I've got 2 Fanatic, 4 Green Sun, 4 Flourishing. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of standard cards for sure. Our Rosheen. All right, let's run it back. Hopefully be like 50 damage. Well, we only had one other creature we could attack with. It would have been like 20 damage, I think. No, not even that. Been like 18, 19. I feel like if you're leaning into Rosheen, you need to utilize the graveyard better. Well, we already have, we could play more Fanatics maybe, but we already have Rhythm and Fanatic. I don't think it can get a lot better than that. Never thought I'd see Battlecry Modern. We've trophied with it a few times, at least twice. How has Rosheen been performing? Is Sure Shot? Is it better than Sure Shot as a one of? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a value tutor target instead of a winning condition. But this deck isn't playing the like Phyrexian Metamorphs Phantasmal images that you usually play with Battlecrier. So you're not really the plan isn't to just copy Trailblazer a million times and then get Sure Shot. So I don't think you really can play the Cactus. I don't think you really can. My liking critique. I'm liking critique. Yeah, this is our first shell with it. I think obviously you can play it in a more fair shell than this. I I also think maybe it's just really good in Reclamation, just having that win condition that's also like good early game. All right, we'll keep this on the draw against a multi 6. Is the hoodie new? No, I've had it for a while. Have I considered cutting red so you can call it Rhythm and Blues? I would be pretty interested in cutting the red. Maybe. At least that's how I started off. No fun of Mathemagics. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't work with the Flourishing very well. Did Wilderness Reclamation get anything else besides critique? Maybe. I have to think a little bit more about it. I know you don't like wizards, but I've been playing some in Jeskai, and Tommy Return Creek has been sick. Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike wizards. Like the problem with wizards is just that you don't have like you're probably just almost always a worse Is It Steelcutter deck because Is It Steelcutter is just way better against Flage. And just I do think Is It Wizards would be a good modern deck if the card Flage did not exist. I think you would have the tools to fight basically everything. Flow State's been good. Flow State's definitely been good. Okay, we're really weak to Bowmaster. Could maybe just explore here. It seems bad. Explore, don't draw a card to not trigger Bowmaster. Mathemagics with the blue land that makes sorceries uncounterable. Feels like it could be cute in the ramp shell. I don't know. It just seems like there's almost always going to be a better way to win the game than play Mathemagics, y'all. My biggest issue with Wizards is Flame of Door really never feels that good. I guess I always like casting Flame of Anor. Can't relate. Have I brewed or talked about any potential fair frog shells running flow state? No, I guess it's not super high on my priority list. Um, yeah, I honestly don't know that I've ever cast flame on 2 modes and felt like it even felt bad at all. Let's refuel a little bit here. Is Resonating Loot a Wilderness Red card? Resonating Loot is, I believe, just completely unplayable. It's like when I play Wilderness Reclamation, I don't feel like I want extra copies of the card. I feel like I want 3 or 4 copies usually. And Wilderness Reclamation is way better than Loot, and also it's like way better than Loot and doesn't require uh and like it costs like 0 mana, you know. And Loot is something you have to tap out for. Oh no. Okay, I guess we're gonna go to game 3. I'll get some forest next time. Played the Trunge Hinge deck. It felt really good in my testing. 4132. Legacy seems like the weakest link by far. Have I thought about what you could replace? I liked Life's Legacy in my testing. What has been good for me. That being said, Pinnacle or Disciple of Freylis is pretty similar to Life's Legacy. It costs only 4 more mana. But you could play more Disciple of Freylises with the Trunge, like just in that deck. You could also play Fight Rigging. Fight Rigging potentially is just kind of good in that shell too, which is something we maybe need to try without being like more in on it. All right, let's keep this. Need explosive with Bowmasters. In theory, I can kill it with Critique and then let them trigger it twice. Yeah, I don't know. Explosives is like not. I guess maybe let's go Frog too. Have I tried Wreck Out with K commands? Yeah, I wouldn't exactly recommend it. Wow, Subtlety, my bird. Maybe this is because they have Bowmaster and they want to get their 2-for-1 on it later. So I thought for a second about just bottoming the bird, which seems a little crazy. So now if they Bowmaster the bird, we can tap out for Flourishing. So a land would be nice to just get like 2 Trailblazers next turn. Sorry, not Trailblazers, Battlecriers. I guess we could also maybe, if we don't draw a land, just put 2 Badgermole Cubs into play, or like let one get countered and put a Badgermole into play. They have a Kaito. Weird question. Do you think Boros Energy will ever earn an archetypal name akin to Delver or Rock in the future? I don't. Like the thing is, Rock and Delver kind of refer to like archetypes, right? They're like, you know, Rock is cheap threats, cheap removal, and discard spells as your interaction. And maybe I want to critique. No, let's get 2 Cubs. And then, you know, Delver is, you know, kind of a similar formula, but you use counter magic and with to back up your cheap threats instead of discard spells. Counter magic and removal instead of discard spells and removal. Boros Synergy is just, it's just you took all the MH3 cards in red and white and you built a deck that's, you know, and you have like 4 flex spots. You know, it's not a living, breathing deck that you can keep innovating on and changing as the format evolves, and like all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know, there's a new like cheap threat that's better than Delver. You know, it's just you just took all the Modern Horizons cards and you played them in a deck. Another Copy of Unbound Flourishing, huh? So these cut for 6. Let me attack the Kaito. They let the Kaito go to 1, so... Would Boros be more fair if we'd have been Guide of Souls instead of Raptor? Raptor was definitely the best card in the deck, and I think it's silly to even still be talking about it. Raptor was absolutely the ban, and I think another card could easily go from the deck, but we don't need it was always Raptor first. It was always Raptor first. So I guess I target the Kaito. Yeah, so we'll go target Kaito, and then I'm basically gonna let one of these flourishing copies fizzle if they have nothing. I could do it one at a time. Okay, interesting. I get to choose the targets for this after. I thought I would have had to do this already. I would have thought that both of these would have had to already be on the stack. But I guess the whole trigger resolves at once. It's okay. Makes sense. Ah, that's pretty game over, I guess. Maybe not. So I'm gonna take 4 damage potentially, and then I'm gonna take 2. So I'm not dead to the Bowmaster triggers. They do all, and I can kill their Bowmasters, and I can kill the Kaito. I do have to. They're gonna have like a 6/6 orc army, so maybe I'm gonna be dead to like a removal spell because I'm only gonna have a blocker. I'll discard Scalding Tarn since I think I probably can't crack a fetch this game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I go to. Oh, I guess I go to 2. Okay, and so then this copy kills this Bowmaster. And then this critique kills the Kaito. Yeah, the end game is traumatic critique phase. I didn't draw my untapped land. I guess I couldn't have gone Cub anyways. Go just discard Nature's Rhythm. And then we'll be dead to a removal spell. They play Steam Vents. Every second that passes, I'm more convinced we're going to be alive here. If we do live, then we can deal 18 damage with Traumatic Critique. Gilligan with the 56 months. Thank you. Welcome back. They play the Steam Vents tapped. No misclick, no misclick, no misclick. So let me go tap for blue. Use these 2 green to cast another Badgermole Cub, which is going to be mana positive. So I can go play a Temur Battlecrier. I think I want to play this first for more mana instead of to make my Trailblazer cost 1 less instead of me getting to draw 1 more card. So they counterspell this. So now we go Flashback Nature's Rhythm. Copy it 3 times. So I'm going to go and get Trailblazer Battlecrier. It shouldn't really matter. I think we just can't lose, really. Maybe I put myself dead to Bowmaster. Any interest in the 3-drop defines X spells and lands? I don't know what card is that. Ooh, okay. Well, now we get to go 1 mana, play another Flourishing, and then we get to go Traumatic Critique, target them. So we get to Deal 8 damage 4 times. So they have to. I guess if Flusterstorm would stop it if they somehow have that. Yeah, we're dead to Bowmaster anyways. All right. Cool. Okay, so let's keep this. I'm gonna get Breeding Pool on turn 1, so I could cast a Battlecrier next turn if I draw it. Definitely a fun hand. All right, I'm gonna go for the Trailblazer plot. So if they kill my Arbor here, we can still Rosheen next turn. Yeah, we won the die roll this time. We draw another Trailblazer. So I could go Trailblazer into Unbound Flourishing, which I think I'm going to do. Not sure that this is correct. How do you not Galvanic Discharge the Dryad Arbor? I mean, I guess I've got the Trailblazer in plot. I guess that's fair. Still kind of surprised. Now I wish I had played Rosheen. I just didn't. I just kind of had ruled out the discharge a little bit. Although maybe I guess they would have just killed the Rosheen. So obviously any X spell is going to be a huge deal if we draw it. Even Nature's Rhythm. Okay, maybe not Nature's Rhythm as much anymore. And they kill the Trailblazer. I think my Arbor probably lives for another turn. We draw Mind into Matter, which I'm going to go ahead and play instead of playing Rosheen here. Although we are a little short of being able to put Rosheen into play. Maybe we die next turn. Kind of bricked on the first one. Well, if we untap, we're almost definitely going to win. Would I try Genesis Wave? I don't think so. I think it's just too mana intensive. And probably not all that reliable, but I mean, it's possible that there is a build that plays Genesis Wave. And another thing too is like the more instant and sorcery X spells you play, the worse Genesis Wave gets. Okay, dead on turn 4. Let's play the explosives. Let's play an endurance, and I think we're gonna cut the Nature's Rhythms and click submit. Yeah, maybe if I had played Rosheen, I'm not sure. I think they would have just discharged it. Okay, on the play. Definitely gonna keep this. Yeah, we had one Ouroboros in our first draft, but I don't think this deck really is wanting it. I do like that these Greenstone shells, for the most part, are working out. Maybe not this one as much as, like, not as much as the Grunge deck. They have a Ragavan instead of a Discharge, which I guess is nice. I kind of feel like I should just slam the Battlecrier. I think that if my opponent had Galvanic Discharge, I would think that they would be playing the Discharge turn 1 most of the time instead of playing the Ragavan. That could be wrong, but using that logic, I'm going to play the Battlecrier here. Okay. Okay. All right, we've had one discharge, yes. What about second galvanic discharge? Or flage? Raven Charm? Yeah. Don't think we're supposed to go for explosives this turn with us having the bird. They flip Green Sun Zenith, which they probably won't be able to play. I think this sequence makes the most sense. Yeah, maybe it was fine. I feel like they should attack. It's not a big deal, I guess, if they don't actually have 1-drops. So what's their hand if they did nothing? More removal spells? 4 drops? So I don't love that it's probably more 4 drops. So more removal spells. So 3 cards in their hand. They pass, I pass. Oh, Boros. They got multiple 3-drops and they're picking which one to play, I guess. They go for Seasoned Pyromancer. And now they're thinking what to discard. They discard a Flage and they discard a Blood Moon. Were they thinking about playing the Blood Moon there? Yeah, it's okay, friend. I do think you can build the build with Overlord. I just feel like, I want to try the Necro Shell. And I think we're gonna pivot to that deck now. We spent like 2.5 hours in this, so I think I want to keep it moving. The shell was very fun. Maybe needs another critical piece to be good, but I mean, we played Flourishing and it wasn't embarrassing. I'm definitely open to casting the card again. Maybe we could move away from the Battlecrier stuff. Although this feel like the Battlecrier plays pretty well. I don't feel like it's mandatory. A very fun build. But I also, if I don't pit switch decks now, I may not be able to finish a second league today. Okay, so we are playing now